behind Cadel Evans, Richie Porte for Team Sky. 1.5 kilometers, 30 seconds it says. It looks to me as though he has it.
Davide Formolo, 22 years of age. The young Italian hope riding for Garmin Cannondale looks as if he's going to ride to victory. 62 kilograms, a pure climber. But what a ride by this young man today. In a minute, he'll bear left and the finishing straight will open up before him. You'll see the pink gantry and he'll fight all the way to the line. What an immense battle this had been. An absolute pleasure to commentate on.
It's been quite a day. It's going to take a long, big, deep breath to recover from things. But it's time to enjoy this moment because Davide Formolo, unless something pretty bizarre happens in the final kilometre and a bit, is riding himself into the Giro d'Italia book of drama and history. This stage will be remembered for years and years to come. He enters the last kilometre now. They're bearing down on him behind. He has to hold on for 1,000 metres. And Cannondale Garmin, after a pretty poor start to the season on all fronts, about to get a huge injection of hope and triumph. 3 hours, 46 minutes. It's been a lightning fast stage today. And Davide Formolo takes the final turn, has the finish light in sight, and he is realising very slowly, a huge, broad smile on his face. He's almost there. Formolo about to convert himself into a huge name in Italian cycling. They chase on behind. Tinkoff Saxo is there, Contador, Aru, Porte, all there. But the day will belong to this man. Davide Formolo looks behind, cannot see a single soul in the chase. And he will get a huge applause as he crosses the line as the stage winner. Atapuma's trying to chase them in. Formolo will do it though. He will get his win. This will be a day he will remember all the way through his career. It's been dramatic. It has been so unpredictable at times, but at the end of the day, simply spettacolare for Davide Formolo, who wins a mighty stage 4 della Spezia on the Giro d'Italia. And now the hunt for bonus seconds with Fabio Aru behind. The man chasing him, 1:47, there's Jonathan Monsalve. 1:34 is Simon Clark, and there's a pink jersey available here. He wants the bonus seconds. He wants the pink. Can Orica Green Edge keep it? Clark in the sprint for the second place, and I think he's going to do it. Simon Clark will wear the pink jersey at the end of the day. Another good day for Orica Green Edge. Matthews has lost out. I think he thinks he's won the stage, though.
I think he knew, well, again, he was one of the riders who was very late to get on. Perhaps he didn't realise younger Davide Formolo was up the road and winning. But yep, Simon Clark was the best placed of that group. He laid only 6 seconds behind his teammate Matthews, who's finished way down today. But Simon Clark will be the new wearer of the pink jersey. But what a day for Formolo and his team. A shining star of the future without a shadow of a doubt. What a brave performance it was by him.
They're going to come in very late in lots of fragmented different groups today. Look at the smile. He doesn't even look old enough to be racing the Giro d'Italia.
He looks like, it doesn't actually even look like, he looks like a not under 23, but a junior. A real fresh face. But isn't this wonderful to see? The fresh-faced future of Italian cycling. You know, what an absolutely wonderful story that's unfolded today.
His life is about to change overnight, isn't it?
It certainly is. There will be a rather large expectancy placed on his very young shoulders, bearing in mind his tender years. But he's achieved something very important today. There is the confirmation of the stage results.
Davide Formolo ahead of Simon Clark, Jonathan Monsalve, Giovanni Visconti, Esteban Chavez, Aru, Moina, Cataldo, Contador and Porte, all on the same time at 22 seconds. Rigoberto Urán, one of the big losers today. Davide Formolo, a huge winner. And Orica Green Edge should keep the jersey with Simon Clark, the new pink jersey wearer. Mikel Nieve fighting his way in. Tiralongo there on his wheel. Two guys have had a lot of work to do today, and in Tiralongo's case, you have to say, Astana really did make the stage with that rhythm they put on the end.
They did. It was a bit of a surprise. There were a couple of guys in front. They had Derek Cataldo in front and Andre Zeitz. So it was a surprise to see them take it up. But I think they maybe looked at the route, thought there's some opportunities here. Maybe they saw that one or two riders who posed a threat on general classification were suffering. Also factoring in that Tinkoff Saxo had ridden for the last couple of days very hard on the front. and perhaps sensing that there was an opportunity to whittle it down and isolate Contador, and also right out of the way and put some time in between the other GC contenders. So there's a new GC contender here, or maybe not if it's for the GC, just for the future of cycling. That was a very mature, composed ride, and also what an impressive display of strength. What he did was mighty.
First win as a professional as well.
What a stage to do it. I mean,
this is the sprint that followed, by the way, and real kudos to Simon Clark. Yeah, with the company he was in, you'd expect him to be up there, given the fact that it's a lot of mountain guys, a lot of GC guys, but Clark knew what he had to do. I have a feeling that he thought he was going for the stage here, the way he celebrated and then was putting his hands on his head as in despair. He won't be disappointed for too long, though, because he's going to have the pink jersey.
Exactly, but I mean, it's not very often you see a rider put his hands up in the air just to get a pink jersey, but because of the nature of what happened...
Brilliant there from Visconti.
Visconti.
Sorry, mate, there's someone else in front of you.
Well, Clark was the last rider onto that group. He was engaged in his own personal battle. He was dropped on the steep slopes, but as said earlier on, he was the type of rider that would fight to get back on terms, knowing he was one of the best placed riders for the GC.
How many vines are going to be made of this on Twitter? He's going to be made to feel a little silly, but here he is.
At least he has compensation in the pink jersey
anyway.
You've
done some incredibly selfless riding, not just in this race, but over your time. Pink jersey for you now, how do you feel?
Yeah, look, you saw the emotion crossing the line. I was just stoked to keep the jersey in the team. You know, I knew Cannondale was still up the road, but I just couldn't hold the emotion in that to have been able to take the jersey and keep it in Orica for another day.
We can see how much it means to you. I mean, it's been a dream start for the opening 4 days for you guys.
Yeah, look, it was awesome. The plan was always to ride for a sprint yesterday, but, you know, it's never enjoyable being ridden back by your own team. But, you know, I wasn't disappointed at all. I went into yesterday's stage fully aware that was the plan, and so I knew that was what it was going to come down to. But I was just glad to be able to bounce back again today and prove that I'm going well and I deserve to have the jersey for at least a day.
I'm very pleased for you, mate. Well done.
Thanks a lot.
I'm not sure I believe he didn't know there was a man up the road.
Oh, well,
nevertheless, he is the leader of the race.
He's the leader. Yeah, what a great ride by the whole Orica Green Edge team today.
Simon Clark leads the Giro d'Italia after 4 stages by 10 seconds from a teammate to Esteban Chaves. Croce and Contador Aru already in the top 5. The day, though, belonged to Davide Formolo.
An incredible performance by you today. Just talk us through that stage. It looked incredibly hard the whole way through.
Yeah, today we went all day full gas. We did the first climb with good power, good rhythm, and the bunch was broke after 25 riders. So I was in the first groups. Luckily, we had Roman in the first group, so think of not to work. And I tried to go in a breakaway still in the second last climb, but the other rider catch me and the other 4 riders. I try again in the last climb, and luckily I could ride to the finish line alone. Amazing.
It's been quite a difficult start to the year for Cannondale Garmin. How important is this moment for your morale as a team?
Yeah, for me it was 1 year. It was always something wrong. I don't know why. I was always 1 minute behind the first rider. Today was my day, luckily, and no fear. The season is long. We have a really good rider in this team, and I'm sure during the season we can show our power.
Davide, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
It's going to change his life overnight, and as you were rightly pointed out, Matt, it's going to change their season.
They've had a very difficult season. A great win for the team, a great win for Italian cycling team.
Time to go and join Ashley House and Juan Antonio Fletcher.
In association with the Israel Ministry of Tourism.
Look of somebody who is very frustrated at the moment.
Davide Formolo, a winner of the fourth stage of the Giro d'Italia. This is the sprint for second place that we saw Simon Clark, the new Magarosa, the new leader of the Tour of Italy. Excellent sprint by the man who I think thought he'd won at the time. Aru going for bonus seconds as well. In the end, just going to miss out on them. Time to go and join our men on the finish line.
Hello everyone, welcome back to La Spezia and Giro Extra on Eurosport after what has been an extraordinary and fascinating day's racing today. It's proved two things. One, there is no formula for the Giro Italia, but today there definitely was a Davide Formolo for the Giro d'Italia Stage 4. Juan Antonio, tell us your overall impressions of what has been a very exciting day.
Well, first of all, congratulations, as you say, Formolo for such a great victory. He's a young guy. He's the most talented Italian rider so far, and he got the victory. But the race itself, it got very interesting in the beginning. There were many attacks. And I saw two main things, two different interests in between Tinkoff, Saxo, and Astana. So let's say Tinkoff, in my opinion, they were willing more to control the race, have an easy stage in terms of what they wanted to have. But on the other hand, Astana, they really wanted to have a hard race. They kept racing, doing other tactics and counterattacks, and that was amazing and nice to watch.
It's a great day for Davide Formolo, an Italian, of course, so a great day for Italy. You mentioned he's a young rider. It's just his second year as a pro. It's his first professional win as well. Tell us a little bit more about this guy and the talent that he has.
Well, he already showed last year on the National Italian Championship. Remember, it's a very competitive race here in Italy. It's a race with a lot of tradition in the country. So he was second here. So he was in the podium already on his first year pro. So he's someone that he's already showing, and he's got already on his second year pro Grand Tour victory here in the Giro d'Italia in such a stage. Probably this is going to be a stage in the history of the race, because many things happen in such a short stage, because 150 Ks only.
Yeah, it really was a fascinating day, and Juan Antonio will explain to us a little more exactly what did happen. First, though, the pink jersey taken today by Simon Clark for Orica Green Edge, with Esteban Chavez in second. So another good day for the Australian side.
The Australians are taking the profit and the work of others. Remember, there are two races. There's already, and that's something that probably many of the viewers, they don't expect to have already, this fight in between main GC contenders teams like Tinkoff and Sky and Astana, and they don't have really to control, so they can play, they can gamble, they can race differently in another way, and they put two climbers in the breakaway, were Esteban Chavez and Simon Clark, which were actually supposed to be like the better climbers in the team, and yes, Simon Clark got the pink jersey. We just saw Esteban Chavez here. He's getting changed and for the protocol ceremony, and I asked him, so tomorrow is going to be your time. Well, he really wants to get the pink jersey tomorrow. He will go for it again.
I'm sure he will. As you know, we're here just behind the podium, so the riders will be walking behind us. Alberto Contador, you can see again winding down here on the rollers. I want to go into that story, though, that you mentioned a little bit more deeply now. Astana and Tinkoff Saxo locking horns today, really battling. It all started when Andre Vates, who was in the breakaway, dropped back for Dario Cataldo.
Yeah, there was, let's say, the first symptom I saw of the winning of Astana, that they really wanted to have a hard race, is that Sides, as you say, he was in the front group, and even though Astana had like one guy in the breakaway, they wanted one more, so they put a key guy like Cataldo, so they put a strong rider. So that will mean that action follows a reaction, and that reaction was Tinkoff riding in the front and putting afterwards Kreuziger in that group, chasing another chasing group. So there were many tweets and people asking, well, I don't really get it. I don't get why Tinkoff is putting Kreuziger and still riding at the back. Well, for cyclists, you can read it very simply. It's like these two interests that I was talking at the beginning. Tinkoff, in my opinion, the interest was to have an easy stage or controllable stage, but Astana, they really wanted a hard stage for some reason that we don't know. We can speculate about it, maybe about tomorrow, but those were the different of interest. And so it was funny because that was perfect tactic from Tinkoff, putting Kreuziger in that group and still controlling. So what happened when Kreuziger was in the breakaway was that breakaway, there were a big group breakaway gone, and the riders, when they see Kreuziger, they said that is not for interest anymore, so they kept attacking.
They did, but it developed further. Fabio Aru and Alberto Contador, especially at the end, locking horns. But let's hear now from the Astana rider Aru.
Yeah, ridiculously hard stage. It was really, really warm today. The team was absolutely fantastic, and I want to thank them for their work.
For Aru today, what did they do?
They rode perfectly. I think Aru really wanted a hard race today. The way he looked on the TV, he was looking strong. I mean, super strong. He's probably the reason why they race that way today is because of tomorrow. Tomorrow's, remember, is Abeton, is the first mountain finish. I think Aru wants a fight already in the first week, and that's going to be tomorrow.
Well, if he wants a fight, one of the guys he will, of course, be getting it from is Alberto Contador.
It was English, Spanish. It was an incredible stage today. Really, a lot of movement and all the favorites together.
Yeah, it was a really, really tough day. We knew that would be hard, I think. It was as difficult, I think, as I was expecting. In front, you had Kreuziger, so it was good for us. Astana didn't really want any surprises, so they put an amazing rhythm on, both of the climb and on the descent. And there's still a long way to go.
The high mountain stage, it will be incredible.
Sí, las montañas tampoco es que sean una pendiente muy grande, pero sí que es verdad que se continúa este ritmo.
Really big mountains, but if we keep on this rhythm, then the race is going to happen. Regardless, of course, the heat makes it harder as well. Humidity isn't great for us, so we'll see day by day.
A lot, and it explodes everything.
Sí, a nosotros era una pieza fundamental a la hora de jugar.
It was key to have somebody in that big group. The group was very, very good, so Kreuziger helped us. It made us tranquil and calmed us down a little. And we had to work with Astana.
With Davide Formolo, 22 years old, winner of today's stage. Davide, complimenti per la vittoria.
Well done for the victory.
È stata una tappa durissima dall'inizio.
A really, really difficult stage.
Ma te sei riuscito ad andare di quel gruppo, hai fatto un capolavoro oggi.
Really interesting at the beginning, but you did a fantastic job. Capolavoro. Well, there's a big group in the breakaway. I thought that my legs would grow okay on the last climb. I wanted to see how it would go, and it went well in the end. Of course, I've always been a little bit behind with I'm the best, but it was nice to be in front of them and be at the front. So you've already won a stage, what's the tactic now? The rest of the Giro, what happens, and of course going forward. Well, we'll see day by day. It's my first Giro, so it's already a dream to win a stage. And we're going to try and help Ryder Heidal to win something. First Giro d'Italia, second year as a pro. You're a big talent in Italy. Well, you're not wrong. I've got another few gears to go through yet. It's going to help me, I think, improve my career, give me confidence, and we'll see what happens today.
So let's, after having spoken to today's stage winner, let's see the pink jersey being presented to Simon Clarke of Orica Green Edge.
Simon Clarke with his arms in the air again. This time as the pink jersey wearer, the leader of the Giro d'Italia. And it means that Orica Green Edge plan to keep the jersey until Abetone at least has been put forward and carried out to perfection. Simon Gerrans, Michael Matthews, and this time Simon Clarke, they're sharing it around. He leads by 10 seconds over his teammate Esteban Chavez, who will be in the Young Riders jersey again. Roman Kreuziger in third place as it stands. The happy moment for Simon Clarke of Australia, Orica Green Edge, and he is the leader of the Giro d'Italia, the Maglia Rosa. Orica Green Edge, you're getting some practice with the Prosecco this week. Big ask for them to hold on tomorrow, though. Esteban Chavez could be their next hope to stay in pink. For now, though, it's Simon Clarke who leads the race.
So congratulations to Simon Clarke on keeping the pink jersey within the Orica Green Edge team. It's fascinating now, though, Juan Antonio, at the top, because Fabio Aru and Alberto Contador both in the top 5.
It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, first, we haven't done it even 5 days, and they're already that far in the front. So they are very, very good in the classement, but it can change. We don't know. I don't know about tomorrow, honestly. I mean, after today, I was predicting more a control race, and it's been crazy since the beginning. I have to admit that once I see the profile of the stage, and so I really took a look at this first block in Liguria and tomorrow's in Tuscany with the Abetone. I don't expect that any of them, not even Contador or Aru, taking the pink jersey. It's too early for them to take it, so it's still more fascinating what's going to happen tomorrow.
It certainly is very much fascinating. Let's think now about the Young Riders jersey as well and see that being presented on the podium.
Well, the gents just wondering who would take pink tomorrow. This is probably the prime candidate if it should go to plan. Esteban Chavez, a pure climber, a future GC project for Orica Green Edge. He wears the white jersey for the best young rider, currently 2nd overall on the Giro d'Italia. He leads the young rider classification by 13 seconds from Fabio Aru. Davide Formolo down 21 back. And another jersey to take home to the Australian team's bus.
Juan Antonio, Esteban Chavez in the white jersey. He's one of a big group of very, very promising Colombian riders. Where can Chavez go this Giro?
Esteban, he's looking smiling every day, so he's looking super happy being here, and as you say, one of the top talented riders in the bunch actually, and tomorrow he's probably at his first ever great opportunity and already at his age wearing and leading the race, such a race as the Giro d'Italia.
For Orica Green Edge, with Chavez in the situation he's in, we heard from Matthew White early in the week that they don't expect to control the race and to stay in pink for very much longer than today. So will that give freedom for Chavez up the Abetone?
Absolutely, he will have freedom. I think that's something internal in the team. We don't know what their rules are, and we don't know what they want if they prefer to have Clark. Remember, Simon Clark, he won the mountains jersey in the Vuelta some years ago. He won a hard stage in the Vuelta, so he's a very good climber. He knows how to go in the breakaways as he did today. I really think if he commits tomorrow, even Simon Clark can be out there. So it's perfect situation for Orica. They will have two chances, two riders where they can trust on, and they will fight for that, keeping that pink jersey. We can see how are they celebrating at the moment. They're super happy. It's perfect atmosphere in the team.
It is a great atmosphere in the team, and it's great to be witnessing that here as well and bringing that to you, of course. You'll see all kinds of things like that here behind the scenes at the Giro on Giro Extra, so do make sure you join us every day. We've thought a little bit about Contador and about Fabio Aru. Let's think now about Richie Porte and hear him with our reporter Vincent Renaud on the finish line.
Incredible race, incredible stage. Even if it was not a high mountain stage.
Well, I mean, it was by far the hardest stage so far. Yeah, I think Astana today were absolutely incredible, very impressive. I think without them, maybe the race is already lost, but yeah, it's good. Feels like the Giro has finally started.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, let's think about Richie Porte and Team Sky, Juan Antonio, because today all the talk was at Tinko Saxo and about Astana. Where are Team Sky right now and Richie?
I think they are there. I mean, we've seen Puccio in the front, which is not especially a rider for this climbing. He was climbing very good. So that's a good sign. Then Mikel Nieve was next to Richie. There were several climbers around him, Siutsu. So Richie was looking very good, especially on the last climb here, once they crossed the finish line. So it's nice because he's not really, now all the talks and everybody's talking about Astana. So let's say Sky didn't show much except of Viviane's victory. That put them a little bit on a calm situation and a step back a little bit. So actually I think it's a perfect situation for them because they're stepping back a bit, letting others do the main job. Others do all the work. And Rich is still there. I think he's good.
Okay, let's have a look at tomorrow's stage now. As Juan Antonio said before, it is the first mountain finish of this 98 Giro d'Italia.
And stage 5 sees us leave La Spezia, head 152 kilometers into the medium mountains, as it's described by the organisers, to Abetone. Early King of the Mountains climb, but then up to 1,300 meters. A classic finish, the likes of Coppi have won here in the past.
Hi, welcome back. Thank you very much indeed. Simon Clark is here, pink jersey wearer. Congratulations, Simon. We could tell how much it meant to you as you crossed the line today.
Yeah, look, it was really war out there today from kilometer zero. Everyone went on the attack, and once again it was mine and Esteban Chavez's job to cover those moves and take the pressure off the team. And we found ourselves in exactly the same situation as yesterday, but with completely new rivals, as a fresh rival. So we really had to knuckle down and try and conserve as much energy as possible and just chip away at the day and count the kilometres down. And you know, I never thought it was going to end up the way it did. I was so stoked.
Simon, congratulations for the pink jersey. Tell us, I mean, you won a stage in the Vuelta. You won the Mountains Classic in the Vuelta, but this is way different, isn't it?
Yeah, look, it's not every day that your team wins the team time trial and you're right there on GC and can potentially take the jersey, and it's just too good an opportunity to not make the most of. And Michael and Michael Matthews and Simon Gerrans had great days, and I just went in the break yesterday and today thinking one day it's gonna work for me, and finally it has.
It's amazing also because your guys' situation for tomorrow, for Orica, you will have either you or Chavez fighting very hard to keep this pink jersey.
Yeah, that's for sure. We're as you saw the last couple of days, we're not going to go down fighting. We're not without fighting, and we're up for the challenge, whatever that may be. And you know, Esteban's a class climber, so I think the guys will really have to wind the speed up to try and get rid of him. And as we saw when when they caught him today on the top of that last climb, he just jumped in, no worries. I didn't quite have the same experience as took me half the descent to get back on, but I managed to get back on, and that's what mattered.
Simon, congratulations. You've got a little bit of lipstick just here on this cheek. Enjoy your celebrations tonight once again. Thanks a lot for joining us. It's very kind of you.
Thanks, Al.
So there we go. We've had all the big names with you on Giro Extra. You've been with us too, and of course, Juan Antonio Fletcher. We will see you again tomorrow for Giro Extra. Enjoy your evening.